Hey everyone, how's it going? Matthew Bailey here, and welcome to my first ever Avengers Infinity War spoiler review. Now, I waited at least a month after it got released to make sure that everyone's seen the movie, you know how it goes, and if you haven't seen the movie yet, then that's fine. Just if you don't want to avoid spoilers, then don't watch this video yet until you've seen the movie. So, spoiler warning right now. So. First thing that shocked me about this Avengers film was that Thanos already had the Power Stone, which is my number one thing. And that's, as you can see, my numbers are aligned. So the purple one and white one are the same thing, as you can tell. Now, the reason why it confused me about how Thanos already had the Power Stone at the beginning of the movie, it didn't even show how he got it. They said they were going to do that, but boy, were then big shock that he already had it and didn't even show how he decimated Xandar. And another thing that really shocked me about this movie was the small cameo of the Red Skull, Johann Smith, basically. Well, I thought he wasn't going to be in any more movies, whatever. Or at least I thought Hugo Weaving wasn't going to be the character. He sounded the same. I mean, he sounded like the same guy, and he's looked almost the same, except he had a hood on or whatever. But I mean, I was shocked when I saw the cameo of the Red Skull on, on a planet called Vormir, which brings us to number three. That's that the Soul Stone, the Orange Infinity Stone, finally appears after like what 18 films before Avengers Infinity War being 19. Like how that just didn't make any sense. Like they could have at least I feel like they could have at least introduced the Soul Stone in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Based on some of the scenes I saw in the movie of Infinity War, when Gamora and Nebula were talking to each other, and Nebula had access to memory files of where it showed Gamora telling her about him, like they could have just said that in the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Like I don't know why they didn't do that. Speaking of Gamora, it brings me to number four. That's that Gamora dies. Why did you make her die? Apparently, in order for Thanos to get the Soul Stone, he had to sacrifice something or someone which he loved. Turns out he really does love Gamora, and he had to sacrifice her just to get the Soul Stone. And so basically, Gamora gets killed in this movie and dies. Like, how are you going to make Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, James Gunn, if you're not even going to have Gamora now because she's dead? Well, I don't know for sure. I haven't seen Avengers 4 yet because it hasn't come out. But I guess I'll see what happens. Now, there are some things I didn't mention in this in the spoiler review, and that's then, or at least that doesn't have a number. But another thing that really surprised me about this movie was that was that somehow Thanos was able to get all six of the Infinity Stones into his gauntlet by the end of the movie. Some say he would only turn out with like two or three of them, but it turns out he had all six at the end of the movie. And he did that snap his fingers thing and wiped out half of the all away, including some of the heroes. And that's one other thing. The fact that there were five characters out of the six original Avengers from the first Avengers that showed up in this movie. Hawkeye didn't even show up. He was mentioned, but out of those five, it turns out when everyone was getting wiped out of existence, all five of the original characters, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, and Black Widow, all survived after that, after Thanos snapped his fingers. And yet some of the newer characters like Spider-Man died, and Spider-Man, he's the youngest member of the Avengers. Why would you make him die? Well, I know he's gonna probably come back anyway because they have a confirmed sequel of his, including Black Panther 2, so, and even Doctor Strange. But and the last thing I want to talk about in this main spoiler review is that is what happens at the post credit scene. I was able to stay long enough for my first time I saw it. Turns out there was a post credit scene, and that's that Nick Fury contacts Captain Marvel, the one female hero that's going to get a solo film right after this. Well, no, 2 movies after this. After this one, came in the Wasp. That takes place before this movie. So, um, but somehow we might get a feel once you see I see the Captain Marvel film. I know for sure not only how um, Nick got his eye patch, but also how he knew Captain Marvel and how he was able to contact her right before he faded away. So it turns out that maybe Nick Fury might not be the so-called Skrull imposter, meaning he's a Skrull really, and an imposter, not the real Nick Fury. But some people, I've seen a lot of news articles saying that he was the main imposter, and he wasn't the real Nick Fury. But if he freaking fades away in the post-credit scene, and he actually contacts her, then he must not be the one. Anyway, yeah, sorry if I'm looking near my window. It's raining where I am, so. But yeah, the fact that we finally know that Captain Marvel is going to be in Avengers 4 is so awesome. Um, Plus, I've heard that there's a lot of stuff going on after Avengers 4. Like, we have a confirmed Spider-Man Homecoming 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And in another video, I will explain what I feel like my ideas for Phase 4 could be after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 at least. Anyways, but that's all for now in this Avengers Infinity War spoiler review, and I hope you all liked my numbers that I put in here that I was really shocked about. So, and out of these 5, my best shocking number is number 2. That's the fact that the Red Skull returns. It's like I'm still kind of confused on whether Hugo Weaving actually came back and played him just this one more time. And if he did, I'll be like, I thought you said you weren't going to do it anymore. And besides, it was back in 2011 when he played Red Skull. 7 years later, somehow he plays him again. That's pretty insane. But let me know what you think of my review, and if you like this video, just hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see all you dudes in the next video.